The Oklahoma City Thunder, along with the Rockets and Spurs. Who of these three can actually land the Greek Freak? I think this is a big deal. I do not believe the reports at all. Do not believe any of the reports from Milwaukee that say Giannis wants to stay here. We're going to be able to work it out. I don't think that's actually true. He is still a top 5 player in the NBA, and he's in his prime. Thunder really need to put their chips all in, but all three of these have a good opportunity to do it and good reasons to do it. It's Giannis, it's the Freak, and if he goes to any of those three teams who could actually get it done, the NBA is in big trouble. Oklahoma City Thunder, along with the Rockets and Spurs. Who of these three can actually land the Greek Freak? I think this is a big deal. This is something that there's a lot of stories now with NBA draft coming up and trades being rumored and everything else. There are people on the market, but I think for the first time in a long time, it is a truly realistic scenario that Giannis Antetokounmpo is available and is able to be traded. And yes, I think the two-time MVP is ready to move. I think when Damian Lillard tore his Achilles, unfortunately, that is kind of the end of the Bucks' run, and the Bucks are out of draft and trade capital. I think this is an actual opportunity to get a seismic game changer, and I put those top three teams having the ability to put all your chips in, and I would fully suggest doing it because I think you can get it done, and I think for all three of these teams, it could truly change the entire landscape of the league. And if the Oklahoma City Thunder, who I would put at the top of my suggestions to get this done, man, if y'all could land the Freak watching this series right now, replace him with Hartenstein, and you have the ability to do it, I would do this in a New York minute.
I like that.
Because in my opinion, and I don't even think it's a humble opinion, Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't just the top prize in this offseason. He's the only prize, especially if you're the Rockets, Spurs, or Thunder, who have the picks, who have the young talent, who have the ability to contend and help him out where he wants to be. I do not believe the reports at all. Do not believe any of the reports from Milwaukee that say Giannis wants to stay here and we're going to be able to work it out. I don't think that's actually true. I think Giannis has been openly has admitted he wants to contend every year. And unfortunately, Damian's Achilles injury killed any hope of the Bucks being able to do that in the near future. They also have no capital or anything left in the cupboard to trade. They have 0 first-round picks, the Milwaukee Bucks, until 2028. They need to restock. He needs to move on, and he is the only seismic trade available.
Greek Freak of Assassins. Okay.
At 30 years old, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think a lot of us have forgotten just how dominant and how much of a game changer this guy is. And nobody left is in the rumor markets is anything close to this to make that same type of move. Kevin Durant has been rumored a lot. He's old and he's mercurial. Jalen Brown is hurt. Drew Holiday is okay. Same with Lauri Markkanen. He's a good young stud, but he hasn't proven himself yet. Cat is got his whole things going on. LaMelo and Ja and their crazy asses. I don't think any of them even come close to what you could do if you add Giannis Antetokounmpo to any one of those three rosters. He is still a top 5 player in the NBA, and he's in his prime. Just last season, 30.4 points, 11.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, plus he's still a top-tier defender. He is top 5 in the league in win shares on defense. Going back to offense, he's got an over 60% true shooting percentage. He leads the NBA in points in the paint per game. He's the 2021 Finals MVP and has had 5 straight years where he's still putting up these type of MVP stats with no drop-offs. He's also a rare no-drama star. He's just a good dude, works hard, doesn't give you any nonsense off the court. He can guard 1 to 5, something that's coveted defensively from your 7-footers in today's league. He is the only game changer truly left in this draft. And like I said, I don't believe the Milwaukee Bucks at all or the reports from Giannis at all. I think he would like to stay. I think the Bucks would like to have him, but it's just something that for everyone involved makes the most sense is to say, look, man, we have no draft picks left. We've traded everyone to try to give this guy a contender, and we had some decent runs at it. We probably fired a coach when we shouldn't have. Things didn't work out. Next thing you know, Damian goes down. We have no first-round picks to speak of. He's 30 years old. He always wants to be on a contender. We're not a contender anymore. We need to go ahead and let Giannis go, and I think the top 3 teams that really have a chance at this are, again, the Rockets, the Thunder, and the Spurs. And I'll give you my reasons for each and I think the Thunder really, really need to put their chips all in. But all three of these have a good opportunity to do it and good reasons to do it. I'll start off, if Giannis wanted to go to San Antonio Spurs, what the Spurs have to offer is the number 2 pick in the draft along with the number 14 and a lot to go with it, not to mention a lot of talented players on good contracts. That includes De'Aaron Fox, and that is my only caveat for the San Antonio Spurs. If you were to trade for Giannis, I would not include Fox, and I think that's something Milwaukee would try to get back with Damian going down. They could use a star point guard. I would try to throw in the other good young talents I got, even guys like Castle, Vassell. I just think that 3 of Fox and Giannis and Wemby is something you could really use for the next 4 or 5 years to push yourself quickly to the top of the Western Conference. So the Spurs, again, they got a lot of good picks, and really at the top, that carrot to dangle this year is they have the number 2 pick overall. I would trade the number 2 pick for Giannis plus other first rounds and talents if they would be willing to do it. And if you're Milwaukee, that's interesting because they can give you a lot of picks plus a number 2 overall. Maybe you can rebuild and move forward. The Rockets, Houston Rockets, actually have, of anybody, more first rounders to offer than almost anyone left in the entire NBA. They have really been able to stockpile a lot of picks and were able to move up pretty quickly this last season and kind of be ahead of schedule to where they look like they could really still contend. And I think they're only one scorer away, really, and have the ability to also trade a ton of first rounders. I'd put you at third most likely to do it, but I could still see it getting done where Houston's able to add Giannis to that roster. And man, if you think about just the Warriors series where all they really needed was somebody to go get them a bucket, consistently, that's something Giannis can definitely do and would be a huge problem if he went to Houston. But all that being said, the one that I think needs to get it done and could start maybe the first dynasty that we've seen in 7 years. Don't forget, the NBA has had 7 championships in a row, 7 different teams. We had a lot of parity and a lot of stuff, and it seems like the dynasty era has kind of gone away for a second. Oklahoma City Thunder could bring it back. The Thunder can roll, and I would do this in a New York minute. You're the Oklahoma City Thunder. Even if you win the championship, all that's great. I would still go all in. This is the one guy I would make a seismic trade for even during a winning time to try to push yourself even higher, kind of like how the Warriors did when they added Kevin Durant in his prime. Go all in and replace Giannis Antetokounmpo for Hartenstein there and use your 15 first-round picks over the next 5 or 6 years. Think of the Murderers Row roster that becomes suddenly. You got SGA and Williams and guys like Dort and Caruso on the wing along with Giannis down there and Chet Holmgren. That is a holy shit roster, a young roster, a talented roster, now with championship pedigree and a great fan base, and could really kind of shock the world to make Oklahoma City and the Thunder, suddenly roll on to be this brand new dynasty. So I had to throw that in there real quick. There's going to be a lot of talk about NBA draft trades and things going on. There's going to be a lot of other names. To me, there's only one name really that's truly worth putting a lot of big investment and moves in. Durant and the other ones don't do it for me. It's Giannis. It's the Freak. And if he goes to any of those 3 teams who could actually get it done, the NBA is in big, big trouble.